righty.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Mitchell Stadium. It's the home opener for Bluefield University football in 2024. And Garrett, what couldn't ask for a better day than today?
No, it is a perfect day in Bluefield. It's about 55, 60 degrees. The sun finally came out this afternoon. Wind's blowing a little bit, but couldn't ask for a better day for football.
Yeah, finally the rain went away, the sun came out, and the temperature is absolutely perfect. Corey Mullins here along with the great Garrett Schilling. Garrett, thanks for joining me here in the booth for today's game. First game at home, but not the first game for the Rams.
No, we're coming off a 35-17 win against Thomas. Feeling pretty good, but after talking to Coach Luss, these are one of the games that we got to win coming down the stretch. The University of Cumberlands 6-4 last year, a very good team in the Mid-South. So this will be a good test for us at home.
Absolutely, and a non-conference game for the Rams today, but definitely a really tough opponent. You and I were talking a little bit earlier about Cumberland's roster. You know, they've got a very senior-heavy and experienced team.
Yeah, they're going to be very physical up front, and the defensive side of the ball is where they really shine. They have some question marks on their offense, but we'll see how that goes. It is their first game of the year, so obviously there are some question marks for them.
And talking about the Rams, you know, who are the spotlight players that you'd like to take a look at today for Bluefield?
I mean, you automatically have to look at the quarterback position. Number 6, Nate Hurstich. He's a junior this year. He's a senior this year. Is always in the All-American talks. Definitely has led the offense. One of the key pieces we need to look at on the defensive side is Quincy Robinson. He was the Defensive Player of the Week last year. Big up front for the Rams. And with as physical as Cumberland likes to play, he's going to be a big question mark today.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned it, Nathan Hurstich in his fifth year here on campus. It's hard to believe. I can't remember a time when he wasn't the quarterback here at Bluefield, and so he's enjoying his last go-around with the Rams. 15-22 last week, 232 and 3 touchdowns to start off the season. And then you mentioned Quincy Robinson on that defensive end, had 6 tackles last week, including 3 sacks. So some leadership there on both ends of the field, both ends of the ball for Bluefield, and looking forward to getting this thing kick-started.
100%. And one thing we have to note about Hurst is this is not typically a statistical line that you'll see for him, but losing Ebron and Thomas Lee to transfers and having a young wide receiving core, it's a pretty much veteran football team except for the wide receiving core. So as Hurstich gets more comfortable, those guys start to settle into their roles. You know, I think we'll see a lot more passes completed by Hurstich, and we'll see that ball spread out over the field quite a bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a huge question mark coming into this year. Losing over the last 2 years, lost a lot of talent at that wide receiver spot. You know, Marcus Bromley stepped up last week, 5 catches for 78 yards and a couple of touchdowns. And Gage Chambers is another one, number 84, to look at today. He's enjoying his last season as a Ram and has been a really solid producer there at the wide receiver spot. So some new faces: Gio Burns, Abdul Kaluko, and Jerez Williams, all stepping up last week to take, as well as Christian Mack, to take a few receptions for the Rams. So we're excited, and we are just moments away from the kickoff. We're going to take a break here. You are watching Bluefield University football on the Rams Digital Sports Network. 30 seconds away from kickoff, and the Patriots of the University of Cumberlands will kick off to the Rams. And again, absolute beautiful day for football. Great crowd here for the first home game of the 2024 season.
Let's see. I see Abdul Kaliko and Jalen Smith deep for the return for the Rams. Rather is question, will number 7 for Cumberlands be able to kick it beyond the end zone? If not, we're going to watch these two dynamic players try to get in as much yards forward as we can.
Last week, we ran the opening kickoff back 88 yards. Let's see what we can do here. He's going to bring it out. And Jalen Smith will bring that across the 10 and make it to the 15-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Rams.
Yeah, he caught it about 5 yards deep and decided to bring it out. You know, Michael Banks Mason for Cumberland come up, make a good play. They'll start from about their own 15-yard line. We'll see Dewey Lusk and Kelly Scott's offense go to work early.
So Hurstich brings out this offensive team. He has Koloko in the backfield with him. Chambers, Christian Mack are out wide, as well as Marcus Bromley here on the near side. Handoff. Koloko finds the outside, gets across the 20, and a nice little pickup there. Didn't look like there was going to be much there, but he strung that out and got 5.
No, he found some yardage on the far side of the field. One of the big pieces that comes back for Dewey Lusk is number 69, Mr. T. Bake, helps seal off that left-hand side. So hopefully we can start running the football a little bit more, open it up for Mr. Hurstich.
Yeah, you talk about some experience in the backfield there with Hurstich, but the Rams have some experience on that offensive line too, so it's good to see Tremaine Baker back, and hopefully they can hold their own. Hand off again to Koloko right up the middle. He's going to pick up, they're going to call it 3, so it'll be 3rd now and 2.
Seems to be a good pace. We're going with the no-huddle offense already. Even though Kelly Scott is the offensive coordinator, we've got Dewey Lusk calling the plays today.
So it's interesting. Kelly Scott joined the team back in the spring, and he and Dewey Lusk have a lot of history together.
They do. Dewey was Kelly's offensive coordinator at Weber before taking the head coaching position here.
Well, I've seen a cleaner exchange between quarterback and running back on that one, and Koloko just can't get started, and that's going to bring up 4th down and 2, and the Rams will elect to punt.
Yeah. It's going to be hard with Cumberland being so physical up front for Koloko to run in between the tackles, only being 5'8", probably about 185 pounds, not considered a power back. We'll probably look to see him get outside the tackles later this afternoon.
So Riley Stubbs will give us our first look at his leg. And it is almost blocked, and a flag comes out. And
Looks
so no attempt at the return.
Nope. Looks like Riley skipped it off the turf, but got a little contact from number 27 on Cumberlands. We'll see what the penalty comes out. We only need 5 for a first down, so I'll be curious.
Huge break for Bluefield. And that is a running in the kicker.
That is a personal foul, 15 yards, automatic first down. The Rams catch a break early, and we'll go back to the offensive side of the ball, see if we can get a little more momentum than a 3-and-out on the first drive of the year.
So some new life here. They'll spot the ball at the 38 for the Rams. And Hurstich will bring the team back out. That's a tough momentum killer if you're the defense there for Cumberlands. You've done a great job 3-and-out, and unfortunately the snap and the kick wasn't good enough, and you got caught leg, not ball. So
but I would not be surprised. You got a wide out to the far side of the field. Don't be surprised for Dewey Lusk to throw a dagger here early with Hurstich. He can get it there.
Gio Burns into the game. Motion out to the right side, and he's got Gage Chambers wide open across midfield. Has to slow up a little bit to get to that ball, but he catches it down the sideline. They're going to spot at the 41. Great pickup. 21 yards on that pitch and catch, and a first down for Bluefield, and he had Chambers wide open down that sideline.
He did. Dewey Lusk, talked to him yesterday about play calling and how he does it. He is very much a field play caller, and it's one of those things. I think he took momentum on that play and said, let's go for another one.
Hand off to Coloco. Has contact in the backfield, but does a pretty darn good job to get 2 yards out of that.
He does. He does. He's a good downhill runner. It's just the size won't allow him to stay in between the tackles. Once again, being able to get outside the tackles, pick up a few yards. You know, that was one of the big focuses this year with Kelly Scott was, can we increase the running game to open up the passing game? Because that seems to be the tendency for the Rams, as we like to throw the football quite a bit.
Yeah, especially as we're making some adjustments here and getting some new wideouts there. It's good to have a solid running game to go. Bromley is going to catch that in the backfield and be dropped for a 3-yard loss back to the 42. So Marcus Bromley getting his first catch of the day. Gio Burns in there, number 21 as well.
Looks like we took a 3-yard loss on that one. It'll be 3rd and 11 at the Cumberland 42.
Four wide outs. Hurstich looking for Bromley down the side. Pass is incomplete, a little bit behind him. A little contact there, but nothing called, and that'll bring up another 4th down. And Riley Stubbs is back onto the field for that punt.
I'd be curious to see. Bromley didn't turn around when the ball was let go. I'd be curious to see if it was an option route and either Nate picked the wrong option or Bromley did not run the right route. But Coach Ebron walk over, talk to him, make an adjustment. We'll see Mr. Stubbs once again, see if he can pin him within the 5.
Little miscommunication on that. Adam Falk back for the Patriots to receive. And here comes the kickoff of Stubbs' foot. Good kick to the left corner. We'll see where they spot it. Stop, stop, stop. All right. Inside the 20 to the 19 is where the Patriots will take over for their first action of the year. First offensive drive this season.
Seems like a quite generous spot for the Patriots, but we get to see this new defensive set come out. One of the changes last year is Mike Ketchum switches from offensive coordinator, runs to the defensive side. Talking with him yesterday, he's excited about the defensive core that they've got this year, and we'll see if we can slow them down. We allowed about 37.5 points last year on average, so 17 last week is a good start to the season.
So Drew Gregg, the graduate quarterback out of Newport, Tennessee, East Tennessee State transfer, will take the first snap. Hand off there across the 25 up towards the 30 before he is brought down, and that is J.B. Carlisle, senior running back from Oxford, Alabama. So first down off of one play for the Patriots.
Cumberland showing that physicality up front early, coming out with a big run.
Absolutely. Tight end in motion. And he finds his target. That is D.K. Edwards. Bowie State transfer. A lot of transfers on this roster. He gets up to the 35, pick up a 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5 for the Patriots.
I don't know how it is in basketball. You know, you spend a lot of time on the court. I definitely think in football with tendencies, playing somebody on their first game with so many new pieces, it leaves so many question marks that can only be addressed the moment we get on the field.
Absolutely. You can scout all you want. You can go back to previous schools and previous years, but until you strap it up and get after it, you really never know what's going to happen there. So out of the backfield there, Trent Davis with a catch. Good for 4. It's going to bring up 3rd and short at the 39.
Good pursuit and good tackle by number 9 for the Rams. Titus Holt, freshman out of Norfolk, Virginia, coming across the field to make the tackle. Make it a short and 3rd for the Patriots.
2 wideouts near side here for Cumberlands. Handoff. And he gets past the 40, pick up the first down, call it the 44. And that is, again, Trent Davis, junior college transfer from Jones College.
Quite a bit of run so far. That was one of the things that Coach Ketchum was worried about. They were going to stay in the middle of the field. pretty balanced last year on passing and rushing for the Patriots. So we'll see if that run game equates to points or opens up the passing game for the transfer quarterback.
Especially when you're playing against Bluefield, the best defense is to keep that ball in your hands, and so you know they're going to run the ball and try to melt this clock as much as they can. Back to pass. DK Edwards up to the 48. Pick up a 5 there. Just chunk play after chunk play here, just trying to take it.
Yep, like you said, melt that clock down. That's one of the things about Bluefield's offense is they can score in a moment's notice. So try to give them as least opportunity, as least time of possession as you possibly can. You got a pretty good chance to win the ball game.
Showing blitz here on the near side, and ball's on the field, and Bluefield has recovered. Quincy Robinson coming up with a fumble recovery and a huge hit right there in the middle of it on Trent Davis. And what a huge turnover and change of momentum there for Bluefield.
Huge. One thing to note, obviously Quincy Robinson just seems to be wherever the football is.
Absolutely.
But Coach Luss talked about it early in the spring. This team has energy. They're excited on the sidelines. Guys are engaged in what's going on. And you just add big plays like that, it just makes it easy to get excited.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Huge turnover in the opponent's side of the field here from the 48. And Hurstich and company come back out. Looking to pass on first down. He's going to find his running back out of the backfield there. Maybe a half-yard gain. Call it 1 for Coloco.
Call it 1. Checked all of his options out front. We went 2 on each side. Went with a swing pass, a little underneath Coloco, couldn't catch him in stride, and that probably allowed the linebacker to get up to him.
2nd and 9. Clock continues to run now, just over 7 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. No score still. Yeah, he had Gio Burns wide open right in the middle of that route, and just can't connect. That's 3 times we've seen Hurstich a little bit behind his receiver, his target there.
Yeah, when you run, when you're running quarterback and wide receiver relationships, when you have veteran guys, you know the timing of each other, you know how fast they run, you know where to be. You're almost throwing a ball to a spot rather than a receiver. So that could be some of the things that we talked about with that young wide receiving core that we're still trying to get worked out here in game 2.
Absolutely. 3rd and 9 now. Back is in motion. And finding Gage Chambers along the sideline. Great catch. And that's going to be a first down for Bluefield.
And that
Chambers spreading out for that great catch on that sideline.
Toe touched it up. Great catch. Using the sideline to his advantage. Hurstich with a good ball.
That's nice to have a big wide receiver like Chambers on the outside there.
And a veteran wide receiver.
Yeah.
A veteran guy that you know that if I get it over there, he's going to haul it in.
1st and 10 from the 38 now for the Rams. Corterius Gilmore, in the backfield with Hurstich. And he's going to get his first carry. Lowers his shoulder. Pushes forward to the 36. Pick up a 2.
Corterius and Coloco will be a good 1-2 punch in the backfield. The biggest thing with Corterius is can he stay healthy? That was one of the things he struggled with last year was staying healthy, being a power back that he is.
Gilmore 5 for 20 last week in that win against Thomas. 2nd and 8, call it. Hurstich back to pass, looking for Bromley. He's covered, still has it, and is going to be brought down for a loss back to the 43-yard line. Looking for a couple of options there, but found himself kind of out in no man's land there. Nobody to go to.
Yeah, he drifted out to that far side of the field, and Cumberlands did a great job with Bromley, the single wide out to this far side. They double-teamed him up, and he just had nowhere to go, and by the time he turned around, he had 3 Patriots right on his back.
So that'll bring up a long 3rd down and 15 for the Rams. Trying to penetrate the deepest they have in field position here. They can get inside that 30.
Cumberland's going to run 3-man front with an empty backfield.
More across the middle has Bromley wide open. He's going to be near the chains. What a great little post route there, and that is a first down indeed. Down to the 27. Marcus Bromley getting his first catch of the day.
I'd love to see that out of Hurstich.
Absolutely. Great protection there by the line. Had a couple of routes here on the near side and finds Bromley across the middle. Moves the Rams into scoring position. Hand off to Gilmore. Again, lowers his shoulder and gets down to the 25.
We've seen a mix of coverages from the Patriots so far. We've seen some zone, we've seen some man.
And here we have 4 wideouts on the far side of the field here. Garrett, this should be interesting here.
Dewey Lusk with some creativity and some fun.
Oh, quarterback keeper, and Hurstich has a huge hole. Gets a good block for the umpire there. And never one to go down on his own. He's going to cause him to pile up, but that's another Bluefield first down and a great call.
That was one of the things that Kelly Scott and Dewey Lusk were looking at this week. With the tendency of the Rams to pass, they would drop 8 and vacate the box with a 3-man rush, and spending all 4 out in what looked like a carnival play.
Yeah.
Opened it up for Mr. Hurstich right through the middle.
13 yards on the scamper from Hurstich, and that's another first down for Bluefield inside the 15. Great pass to the outside here. Christian Mack making a miss as he gets inside the 10 down to the 5-yard line.
What a great play.
Bluefield is knocking on the door here. Fans are getting excited here. Great day for football. And a great first quarter here for Bluefield.
Yeah, I think this is the point in the field where you're going to see Mr. Gilmore, Cortarius Gilmore, really shine, being that power back. I think they're going to go right up the middle and see if we can open it up some stuff.
First and goal from the 4. There's Gilmore. And he will lean forward and cross the 3, they call it. That'll bring up third down, excuse me. Third down and 1, I'm sorry. I forgot that Mack didn't get a first down on that last catch. Gilmore in the backfield. Single coverage on the outside. Hand off to Gilmore again, and he should have a first down. We'll check this spot.
Judging on the far side ref, it looks like it'll be placed at the 2.
First down.
First down.
First and goal now from the 2.
This tends to be a very dangerous place for the Rams. They've got so many weapons this year. Having that run game pick up a little bit makes it a whole lot easier. We'll see if Cumberland stats the box in a goal line stance or if they try to give their wideouts a little bit of extra protection.
3 wideouts here, and Rajon Trineman. And he is going to get in. Touchdown, Bluefield. Rajon Trineman. His second touchdown of the season. And he goes 2 yards for 6 there. What a great start for Bluefield.
Had some adversity early, made some mistakes, but Cumberland's giving it right back to him and finally able to capitalize on one of those mistakes.
What a great series. What a great set of play calls there. Kick from Stubbs is no good. Miss left. And mark that down. That might come back later in the game, but it's 1:18 left in the first quarter. Bluefield the first on the scoreboard with a 6-0 lead.
It's always easy to play from ahead than it is from behind.
I've always preferred that as a coach myself.
You know, we talked to Coach Lusk earlier this week. Cumberlands being one of the 4, the Rams have knocked on the door of the playoffs for the seems to be the last 3 years and just really haven't broke through.
Yeah.
Cumberlands being one of those very good teams in the Mid-South. We've got Lindsey Wilson next, who is a Mid-South powerhouse. You've got the Campbellsville Tigers after that, and then you've got the you've got Bethel after that. So
it's hard to believe we actually play in the Appalachian Athletic Conference with that with a schedule like that.
We do. And this is, I believe, this is the first or second year that the Appalachian Athletic Conference has had this. The Mid-South had some divisions last year, and we'll see how this goes. I definitely know one on the schedule that's circled for Coach Lusk is the Reinhardt Eagles coming up here to play us towards the end of the year. So,
well, it's a great way to start out the season and test yourself and get some quality opponents. Always tough matchups in the Mid-South. And
oh, very much so. Everybody seems to be very solid. You know, one Appalachian Athletic Conference game that we have circled is the University of Pikeville. Corey Phipps over there does a great job. Much like you, holding many roles. Is the athletic director as well as the head football coach.
Sure.
I don't quite know what's going on.
Oh, something's contested here. I'm not exactly sure.
I will say, the Navy uniforms with the white helmet is a sharp look.
They look good, don't they?
They do.
Especially in the sunshine.
They do. And it's hard to see from the booth, but there is a little blue sparkle in those helmets. There's a little bit of blue paint chip in there to give it a little bit of a, as the guys call it, a little bit of swagger to it.
There you go. Well, while we're figuring this out, we're going to step aside here for a little pause. You're watching Bluefield University football on the Rams Digital Sports Network. All right, everybody's conscience is cleared. Now we're ready to kick off here.
That's a rare miss from Riley Stubbs.
It is. He's been a really consistent kicker over the last few years. And
he has.
Big-time leg, too.
Yeah, and it's a big-time piece that you don't really account for until it's clock winding down and need that field goal to win.
Yeah. Talking about big-time leg, he puts that one out the back of the end zone.
And I don't think that ball got more than 15 feet off the ground.
It didn't.
Into the wind, might I add. The big flag to the right-hand side of us is blowing pretty taut, and that's a big-time leg out of Riley Stubbs.
It is. So Cumberlands will take over for their second possession of the afternoon. Spot at the 25. Drew Gregg and company will come back out. They went about 20, 25 yards on their first series before coughing it up, and Quincy Robinson recovered that fumble. 3 wide outs. Gregg play action. Looking across, has his wide receiver. That is Elijah Howard falling to the turf as he catched it. That's going to be enough for a first down up to the 39. Pick up a 14.
It seems to be that Mr. Gregg likes to get out of the pocket and make some throws. Wide receivers are doing a good job staying open, getting open early and staying open, giving him quite a few options. It seems to be in that 10 to 15-yard range so far.
Absolutely. Looked good on that last one. Handoff up the middle. And a pretty good job of Bluefield stepping up and hitting them hard. Trent Davis on the carry only picks up 3 on that one.
Looks like Mr. 91 Chris Reynolds out of the Lewisburg Junior College, the sophomore this year, leading the way up front for that tackle. It's nice to see some size on that defensive line this year.
Absolutely. Back to pass again. Greg across the middle. Pass is incomplete, broken up a little bit by Jack Everix right there in the middle of the field. And that's going to bring up 3rd and long. 3rd and 7, they call it. Two seconds. This will be the last play here of the first quarter.
The Patriots have yet to break into Bluefield University territory. They've gotten close. But like you said, in that last drive, had that big fumble. See if we can get a big stop here and capitalize on another 3 and out.
3rd and 7. Greg back to pass. Checks off down to Trent Davis out of the backfield, and that's going to be enough for the first down as he crosses midfield down to the 48. But that'll be the last play of the first quarter. And they'll move the chains 4 yards in the other direction. After 1, Bluefield leads 6-0 on an absolutely beautiful day here in Bluefield, West Virginia. We'll be back after a moment. A word from our sponsors here. You're watching Bluefield Rams football on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Welcome back to the first play here of the second quarter. As Dr. Steve Peterson is introduced to the fans here as our 10th president of Bluefield University. Excited to have him. Cumberlands takes over here, the 48-yard line. Great pursuit, Quincy Robinson. Wrapping up J.B. Carlisle there.
That's a big man with a lot of force coming down on you. Big shout out, by the way, to some of the support staff. I know Coach Lusk, Ketchum, and Kelly Scott get a lot of love, but a big support staff that's with them every day that I think gets overlooked is Stephen Baldwin.
Absolutely.
Athletic trainer, but more importantly is the strength and conditioning guy for the football team. And the body seems to change a little bit this year. They seem more athletic, definitely more
Quincy
physical.
on the outside almost come. Oh, that ball is. Oh! 2 great plays on both sides of that one. Quincy Robinson applying some pressure and making Greg get rid of it early. And then Younger on the coverage almost comes up with the interception. Another big turnover, and that'll bring up 3rd and long, 3rd and 10 now for Cumberlands as the wind hits the booth here, blows our papers around.
We're chasing everything around. That's a ball last year defensively we get beat on. We've got 2 guys, a little help over the top. It's definitely a positive to see.
Zamarin Younger. And that ball is broken up.
Looks like Greg's ball is just behind Mr. Joveus Wilson. It will cause a 4th and 10. Looks like Cumberland is going to run the punt team out and see if we can pin the Rams within the 10.
Titus Holt with great coverage there for Bluefield. Dason McMillian back to receive the kick.
I'm glad you could see that because I thought it was number 0, and I was slightly confused for a minute.
Well, I'm not sure that was off the side of his foot. That ball is going to get a good roll. And Cumberlands is going to mark it dead there at the 2-yard line. So plenty of field for Herstich and company to work with here. Their first drive of the second quarter. But another great stop. Great stop for Bluefield. And another opportunity here to extend this lead.
You'll laugh at this because you're a baseball fan and you've definitely seen the movie Bull Durham.
Yeah.
But I asked Coach Luss, I said, what are the keys to winning this game? And he gave me the most cliche answer: the team that makes the least amount of mistakes will win the football game today.
Absolutely.
And I said, that's the best you can give me? He said, that's all I can give you right now.
Well, so far that is swinging in the Bluefield's favor after a personal foul on a punt in the first possession, and then a fumble in the first offensive possession for Cumberland. So Bluefield leads in that category. Herstich from his end zone finds Gio Burns across the middle. And a great pitch and catch up to the 17-yard line for Bluefield first down.
You'd love to see that. Get a little more cushion now. Herstich receiving that snap about 4 yards deep in our end zone. The kid can get it out of the hand in a hurry.
Absolutely. Burns, a transfer from San Diego. Handoff.
I'd love to see it. And my alma mater, San Diego Mesa Junior College.
There you go.
Love to see it. Something about the West Coast guys coming to Virginia, and they just stick around.
Gilmore takes that last carry, picks up maybe 1, 2nd and 9 here for Bluefield. Low snap. Herstich is looking, going to get to the outside, still looking. And unfortunately, he can't find anybody. He's going to hold on to it and is brought down way back at the 10-yard line.
8-yard loss on the play, brings up a 3rd and about 15.
So all the way back to the 10 we go, looking for the 27. So it'll be a 3rd and 17 here.
This Cumberland's defense covers a lot of ground in a hurry.
They do.
They are athletic.
12:30 left on the play clock here in the first half. Game clock in the first half. 4 wideouts for Bluefield. Man-to-man coverage down here near side with Gage Chambers. And Herstich is just going to get rid of it, as he had a couple in pursuit there.
That's the first time we've seen Cumberland's line consistently have penetration on our offensive line.
Yeah.
So definitely take a look at the huddle on the sideline. I know Coach Kelly Scott takes a lot of pride in his offensive linemen. So take a look, make an adjustment, and see if we can get another defensive stop, keep them out of the end zone, and see if we can get the ball back in a hurry.
Stubbs on the field for his 3rd punt attempt of the afternoon. Good snap and kick. This one will take a Bluefield bounce across midfield. And stop dead inside the 42. So that's where Cumberlands will take over here. 12 minutes left to go here in the first half.
Besides opening baseball day, I'd say, or basketball. I got to throw that in there too. College football Saturdays is pretty good.
Absolutely. It's always great to come out here and watch some good football on this field.
Some good football games on today, too. You got Texas at Michigan. Bluefield State's up the road at Concord.
Tennessee, North Carolina State later on tonight. Look forward to that one.
I have Tennessee. I'm going with Lee Corso today. I think Tennessee's going to run it.
I got you. Virginia Tech down the road trying to get back on track against Marshall.
I gotta lean towards the herd on that one.
It should be a good one. J.B. Carlisle takes the handoff there, gets up to midfield. Pickup of 8 for the Patriots.
Seems to be a little momentum swing has swung to the Patriots. Let's see if the Bluefield defense can squash that and keep the that cruel mistress of momentum on our sideline.
Absolutely.
She likes to go back and forth quite a bit.
She does. High snap. That's going to be offsides, I believe, on Bluefield. Great pursuit. Jack Everks wraps up Carlisle. Pickup of 1, but we'll see what the penalty is. Illegal formation is the call. Coach Les will take the 5 yards and lead to a 2nd and 7.
That's a costly mistake for the Patriots because now they've got quite a bit of yardage to gain. They'll push to the far side of the field.